Oh, okay, so this is the last one. It's getting late out here and I want to go to bed. But of course, before I go to bed, kind of like the same routines I have in the morning, there's routines I have at night. I already told you one of them, reading. And I actually mentioned this book, Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere. Seriously, if you haven't read Neil Gaiman yet, you gotta read some Neil Gaiman, like American Gods, Neverwhere, Stardust. I just recently read the Graveyard Book, and that's amazing. Yeah, totally read some Neil Gaiman. But anyway, that being said, my most important bedtime routine is medication. So I've gotten some really insulting things in the past, being a Christian and suffering with mental illness. Some people have told me, oh, well, why can't you just, pray the illness away? Like, ask for God to deliver you from it. He heals all people in his name. And, I completely agree with that 100%. But the problem is, how is he going to do his healing? I am not God. I don't control God. So like when I pray to the Creator, I ask Him, hey, Father, in your name, in Jesus' name, heal me of my depression and anxiety and manic mania. And He says in return that of course I will, for sure, definitely 100%. But He chooses method, and so I do believe things happen right away sometimes. I do believe that people can just be healed miraculously, like right away. But I also feel that, or I know that God often works through medication, and medical science is an extremely important part of dealing with depression and anxiety, and in my case, like bipolar disorder. So here we go. Let's look at some of the meds I take. So first and foremost, we've got Effexor. Where's my other bottle of Effexor? So I've got two dosages. One is 75, the other is 150. And what they do, they're an antidepressant. So what that means for me is that if I wanted to drink alcohol, I can't really do that because antidepressants and alcohol, alcohol is a depressant, they don't mix. So that kind of limits fun time Joshua with friends, but it's something I gotta do because I have a condition. Next on the list, this is trazodone. So this is another kind of antidepressant. But what trazodone also does is it helps me sleep a little bit. I don't sleep well regardless, but it helps me sleep a little bit. So I like trazodone. I take it every night, one tablet at nighttime. It's great. Perfect. Wonderful. And then I have, this is called Devoprolex sodium, 250 milligrams. So I take two of those each night, one in the morning. I can't go through a day without one of those. It's extremely important. That's kind of to help treat the mania, and it definitely helps with the anxiety as well, because anxiety sucks. Now, here's a couple things that kind of result because of this stuff. So first off, this video is shaking like nothing else. It's because I'm holding it with, one hand, and my hands shake. Now, my dad's hands shook, so without medication, but when he started having to take medication for different things, his hands shake more. I think my hands are getting worse and worse, and I think part of that is because of the medication. And I already told you I can't drink alcohol. If some people find medical marijuana for certain things helpful. For depression, it's not as helpful for a lot of cases, according to some articles I've read. But I think it helps in other cases. For other illnesses, I think it helps a lot. Still, I wouldn't know. I'm not an expert on that, but like even if I wanted to do it leisurely, which I mean, it's not on the top of my list, I can't, because it just would interact badly with my medication. Then there's the side effects. I can't, like, my hands shake more. I can't take Advil. Like specifically, I can't take the chemicals that are in Advil because they react badly with my medication. It causes problems to my stomach lining. So like I have to have Tylenol, and if the headache's bad enough, I have to do T1s, which is ridiculous. I don't like, you can get addicted to codeine. And my anxiety has gotten steadily worse in years, in the last few years, and I've actually have to every once in a while have something called lorazepam. Now, lorazepam is anti-anxiety, but here's the thing: it's addictive, and so I'm actually scared to have it. I was actually on another drug called clorazepam, and when I found out that it was addictive, I just immediately stopped it because I couldn't like be on a substance that was addictive. And then like my doctor suggested lorazepam, and I thought he said clorazepam. I don't know why I would think that. It's not like they sound alike. And I got freaked out, and I was like, oh no, I can't be on anything addictive. And he's like, I can't be on clorazepam. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, it's not clorazepam, it's lorazepam. But it is addictive. But I still think you should have it because we've got lots of anxiety. So some of you might be like, okay, well, I mean, that sucks. Your anxiety is getting higher, your depression is getting worse. You should just up your dosages. So this is as high as it goes, what I'm on right now, unfortunately for me. Now, in terms of switching your medication, so I could be like, oh yeah, so I'll switch my medication now, no problem, no big deal. Okay, problem with that. Mental health medication in general is a tricky thing to work with. It really is. I lucked out when I got onto Effexor. Venlafaxine is the technical word for it. I lucked out because venlafaxine, Effexor, just worked with me right off the bat. It was good. Added a few more every so often, trazodone, and then the other stuff. Just it worked. Boom, great. Medication, like brain chemistry, is not an exact science. Our brains are very complicated things, and so if I were to go off this medication, first off, going off of this stuff for even a day destroys me, completely destroys me. But second, switching to something else, it would take me at the most 6 weeks to adjust. And if in those 6 weeks I could find that they don't help whatsoever, and so I would have to switch. In fact, some antidepressants increase your depression depending on your brain chemistry and how everything goes with everything. So you have to be really careful, and you have to honestly give it a proper try, and listen to your doctor and keep up to date on things all the time. Check-ins, making sure that you're just keeping up to date with everything, because if you don't, what ends up happening is you get on a medication that isn't working for 3 weeks, and you're just like, oh, stop, won't do it anymore. And that could have been the medication that helps you. Conversely, your depression could get worse, but if you're not checking in with your doctor and you just keep on taking it as if like, oh yeah, it's medication, it'll work, you could end up hurting yourself a lot more. So I will say medication, exercise, proper eating. That last part I'm not doing so hot on. Well, even exercise I'm not doing the best on. But anyway, those things you need to really keep an eye on, and you have to really listen to your doctor, and challenge yourself with these things. Unfortunately, God doesn't always heal things right away, so you just have to go with it, and yeah, listen to your doctor, listen to your psychiatrist. Just because you have to give up drinking for depression related stuff, it's not that big of a deal. I've been sober for, I mean, I was never an alcoholic, but like I haven't had a drop of alcohol since Calgary, actually, and that's a few years ago. So yeah, so just do what you gotta do, because mental health is hard, and talk about it with people, and that's what this day is about, right? Talking about it, ending the stigma, making sure people can come alongside you, making sure you can come alongside others. Anyways, I am done. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Let's Talk is over. Thanks for checking out this one last video, and bye. Peace. Good night. Sweet dreams. I should say that. I like saying that to all my friends. Sweet dreams.